Hello everybody, this is Mario Kaiba, screwing the rules 'cause I have green hair. And I really need a freaking trim. Oh man, this facial hair is getting out of control. But yeah, no, it's been a while since I had a video. Ugh. And I was meaning to do more live streams recently, but every time I think I'd do one, something would happen, like food would be delayed till way after time to stream. In my house, you can't really just say, save me a plate unless you're out working or something. But anyway, why am I back at the video? Because I wanted to take my new, well, a new take on something, okay? Not my new take, my own take. And it's on this. And note, Hero Hey already did a video on it, but I want to do my own take. And if you're not subscribed to Hero Hey, do it now. But anyway, this weirdo named Katherin, never even seen a spell like that, says the following. Hello, friendos! Over the past couple weeks, there's been a lot of hostility towards the great foe. I can't even spell folks right, really. At both Funimation and Crunchyroll on any Twitter, anime Twitter closely associated with the alt-right. In this thread, I'll be doing a bit of digging to find out why. Okay, a few things I want to get straightened out. First of all, not everyone on any Twitter is alt-right. I'm apolitical. So don't you dare try to label me as some kind of alt-right or Trump supporter, whatever the heck the left wants to call anyone who doesn't agree with them. Like, seriously. Not everyone who is against leftist views is an alt-right. I just wanted to clear that up. I'm just sorry, but really aggravates me when they try to call people alt-right because they disagree with them. Continuing. Hope I didn't overload my encoder again. For the uninformed, Funimation and Crunchyroll specialize in both licensing and localization of Japanese cartoons, sometimes also known as Japanimation or anime. These companies bring anime over to the West for us to enjoy. Without either of these companies, there would be no way to watch anime anywhere in the Western world. Bull. They also localize said anime, which means that only they had translated subtitles to shows, but they sometimes I'm so frustrated not even getting it right. But they also completely redub the voiceovers and refit the language references make more sense to a Western audience. Okay, lady. First of all, well, I'm assuming you're a lady. If you're not, then I am sorry. And I also need to start another fight in Grand Summoners real quick. I've been trying to grind getting frickin' what's his face. Okay. Not getting him where I have him, but trying to limit break him so he has a luck of 120. And yeah, I know I shouldn't be doing this while doing a video. But, hey, not having this guy as a 120 luck unit during the Marzix event was a poor move on my part. I only got 2 120 luck units, and I'm still waiting for Vits to come back. Okay. Where was I? Oh yeah, I apologized for assuming their gender. Because you know how the super jackwagons get woke... Well, Sorry. I'm so frustrated. I'm not speaking right. Get worked up about misgendering or labeling. But yeah. And no, Japanimation is a term that Hirohei said he was not familiar with. I'm actually more familiar with it because before the term anime was used in the West, people used to call it Japanimation. I forgot when the term stopped being used. Man, my birthday's tomorrow and I'm already feeling like an old person. It's bad enough that the term Japanimation is making me feel even older. Miso. And no, I did not name my cat Miso because I'm a weeb. I did it as a pun. Miso cute. Yes, you are, Miso. I love my cute kitty. Hey, you're allowed on my lap, just don't interfere with my cords. But yeah, hearing the term Japanimation, man, it just takes me back. But yeah, that's what the ill-informed used to call anime back in the day. Because it was animation from Japan. But anyway, back to the argument. Look. We freaking know about localization. And heck, the example they're about to bring up is one of the worst things of localization that became a meme. Like, I remember when I was a kid, localization usually changed names to fit Western audiences like they did with Digimon all the time. And heck, they would actually try to use names that were close to the actual Japanese names by pronunciation. Like Joe from Digimon. It was actually Joe in the Japanese original, but it was spelled J-O, like short for Josuke. They just Americanized it by adding an E to it. They used to do that stuff a lot back in the day. You're so cute, kitty. Daddy's trying to do a video. And yeah. Not only were we given the wrong names of characters, but we'd be given the wrong names of a lot of things. Like in localization, they would, instead of saying yen, say dollars. Try to make it more understandable to us. In reality, it was ill-informing us, the Western audience. Yep, I said it. We were being ill-informed. Like, let's go to the next tweet of the thread. For example, in this classic episode of the Pokemon anime, the character Brock is seen eating jelly donuts. However, in the original Japanese release, he's eating onigiri, an obscure rice-based snack found only in Japan. Oh, God. Face palms. Yeah, everybody knows about Brock and his jelly donuts. Let's see if I can talk while doing this. And yeah, this example is actually very old from the 90s. Because back in the 90s, you'd get all these companies who knew nothing about Japanese culture trying to dub anime. Heck, anyone remember the dub of Cardcaptor Sakura? It was just called Cardcaptors. Well, the actual name is Sakura, but they just called her Sakura. But yeah, they freaking tried to change it because they were in the mindset that anime is for kids. Cartoons are for kids. So they were trying to make a fan base out of the children. And no, I was entering my teens when that came out. Okay, that's done. But they kept, like, Sakura's name. Well, Sakura's name. And thanks to the way they pronounced it, because they didn't really know anything about the Japanese language, for years I kept thinking that was how to pronounce it until Naruto came out. 90s translations, people. Heck, in Sailor Moon, God, they frickin' like changed Ami's name to Amy, and they did a few other stuff. But back to Cardcaptor Sakura, anybody who's familiar with Clamp knows that their stuff is not really for kids. Because, heck, Sakura's father was way older than her mother. And everybody knows that her brother and... Dang it, I am so frustrated I can't remember names right now. That one dude were actually in a... They had a same gender attraction to each other. I'm just going to say it as that. And Misa, I'm going to put you down, girl. And everybody knows Madison, whose Japanese name I forgot. She actually had a huge crush on Sakura. Okay? Yeah, there were plenty of LGBT themes in Card Captors. And note, this is a dated dub of it we're talking about. So yeah, things were a lot different back in the day because they were trying to market it for children. But note, Sakura, Lee, Madison, they're all elementary school students, people. So yeah, when it comes to Clamp's ideology back in that day, Puritans would have had a fit. And I'm talking about actual Puritans, not modern NPCs and super jackwagons. And how the heck did I ever go to 12 minutes when I'm only on like the 4th tweet? Ugh. My ADD and my cat. I love you, girl. I love my kitty. But yeah. This is a really dated reference because instead of trying to educate us on what it was, they just rename it to Jelly Donuts. I like in how some anime, like in subs and some dubs, they'll put a written note on there to tell you what it is or what a pun is that doesn't translate well. But this is really dated because everybody knows now that those weren't jelly donuts. However, as I said, back in the day, companies like Nirvana, Deke, for kids who actually specialized in dubbing, didn't really know Japanese culture real well. if, such, if such a line was left untouched, this will alienate many Western viewers who have never heard of onigiri. This is just one example of hard work at Funimation and Crunchyroll, dude, bring anime to the West. Great, right? Not great, because then it's depriving Western audiences of education about Japanese culture. Again, the onigiri line was a frickin' thing from the 90s when a lot of dubs were inaccurate. Like, more inaccurate than frickin' the Gamergate reference in School Days. Or is it Prison School? I forget, because I never watched it. And a lot of the other stuff today. Because don't forget, back then they tried to market anime towards children. And that's the reason why 4Kids had all their censorship. Because they were trying to market stuff for children. And note, 4Kids would buy a bunch of freaking licenses as packs. And when they tried to dub One Piece, they didn't realize how more adult themed it was, to the point where they gave up on the dub because they realized that they couldn't keep their crap up forever. So they let Funimation have it, who didn't frickin' censor as much or change as much around because it was no longer being marketed towards kids in the West. Heck, as much as I hate Funimation, at least their early dubbing of One Piece was more true to the original. Trust me, one of my favorite anime of all time, Shaman King, was 4Kids translated, and I'd love to see that be redubbed by somebody who would make it more faithful to the original. Not only these companies help smaller Japanese studios promote and share their works to the larger audience, they also selflessly give back to the creators by paying them royalties, which helps them grow and create more content both they and we love. So what's the problem? The problem is we're being ill-informed, you jackwagon. Not everybody watches anime for fan service. Okay, that's just a bonus a lot of us end up getting. And heck, I'm actually a dude who quit caring for fan service years ago. Like before the Vic situation even happened and we started to awaken to all the freaking lies done by these companies. Yeah, it does give them some royalties. However, it's also the freaking companies that make the animes fault too, because they, instead of making their own in-house dubbing studio to export stuff, it's cheaper to pay people like Funimation and Crunchyroll to dub it. So yeah, they don't want to eat into their own profits to bring stuff out to the West for more people to see. They just let Westerners handle it, which is a big mistake. Well, the alt-right anime fans... Oh, you did not just frickin' try to quotation fan there. And not all of us are alt-right, you jackwagon. Don't like the way anime is localized. Well, yeah, that's because people try to throw in frickin' agendas. Really? Because localizers are making anime more accessible, they're afraid their niche... Really, did they have to call it niche? Hobby would be taken over by the super jackwagons. I'm not monetized, but I do not want the algorithm to attack me. And will step at nothing to gatekeep it, including promoting piracy. Which shows frickin' tweets from a few people. Look, I don't really advocate piracy. Alright? However, no one would if the freaking companies weren't having issues. Funimation. They're wrapped up in all kinds of legal trouble other than Vic Mignogna right now. Not to mention, they're rude as heck towards anime fans. Because to them, instead of, we're grateful you're our fans, it's, are you good enough to be our fans? Like, seriously. Without the fans, you guys don't get the support. And note, yeah, you localize. However, Funimation, being rude to fans is not really profitable. It's the exact opposite. It's chasing away people who enjoy the product. That's what causes us to pirate. Because we are tired of supporting a company that frickin' wants us to lick their boots. Especially a company full of hypocrites. As for Crunchyroll, well, blame Adam Sheehan for a lot of us disliking them. Not to mention all the BS going with AT&T after they acquired Time Warner and tried to do all those cutbacks, which affected companies like Rooster Teeth, who used to be good. And not to mention all those people that thought that their money was going towards helping Japanese studios so their workers get paid more. Instead went to a project like High Guardian Spice, which is basically a Tumblr cartoon. Webcomic, whatever you want to call it. That's all High Guardian Spice really is. A project by a bunch of people from Tumblr trying to expand their own stuff. Nothing about High Guardian Spice is even anime. That's what started most of the drama against Crunchyroll, okay? This person does not get it. We're sick of BS. And how the heck did this video ever get to 21 minutes? Oh. Rather than have a medium become more inclusive, accessible, and diverse, these Trumpian poop... Oh my god, really? Oh my god. Sorry, phlegm buildup. We'd rather send both the localizers and the creators back to Stone Age for stealing their content without paying for it legally. I am sorry. What am I doing that voice and saying that? I'm gonna die. Excuse me. And yes, I am drinking RC Cola. But anyway. Oh, God. Okay, I'm pissed off about the fact that they're labeling people as Trump supporters when there's also people on the left and people like me who are apolitical or that are against this BS. Oh, boy. But yeah. We don't want our content changed, okay? We want anime as it was given to the Japanese audiences. More to its original content. If an anime happens to be inclusive, then hey, more power to it. But what the localizers are doing is forcing it into something that's not inclusive. I'm not saying that anime is not inclusive at all. Anybody can be an anime fan. Whether you're right, left, indifferent, no matter the color of your skin, the orientation you are, you can be an anime fan. Believe it or not, anime is one of the most inclusive things out there. You can be of any ethnicity, any orientation, and still love anime. Heck, the gas station I go to, there's this older African-American gentleman who talks anime with me anytime I'm there that night. So yeah, doesn't matter your skin color, your orientation, your political beliefs, you can be an anime fan. But what they were stating is that it was a bunch of alt-right Yahtzees trying to gatekeep. And note, back in the day, before anime became more accessible on TV and stuff, People used to frickin' buy a Japanese cassette, try to translate the subtitles, and try to sell it for a profit. That's how people made their money back in the day. Because there's no legitimate way of getting anime in the West unless a network decides to try to pick it up and try to dub it. So yeah, piracy is how anime even started to get popular. And I say started to get popular because it increased interest in it, which caused the bigger networks to try to pick it up and try to translate it themselves. So if it weren't for piracy, anime wouldn't even have a presence in the West to this day. Well, Pokemon was a Nintendo property that got an anime, so yeah, it might have had a smaller presence than it does today. But anime does have a bigger presence. Okay, back to the desktop. Not only do they want less anime in the West, bull, but they also demand it caters to their own whims. Also, bull, calling localization censorship, because most of it is censorship, as it does not align with their own twisted, outdated morals. And of course, there's Goku D. Ryuzuki talking about that dude who was hired by Sentai. Look, a lot of us don't like censorship. Localization is not really censorship. Unless, of course, you try to market something for a younger age group, like they do with Yu-Gi-Oh! All the time. The reason why we have yet to get a good dub of Yu-Gi-Oh! Well, Series 3, which was 5Ds, was actually a pretty good dub, despite the localization censorship by 4Kids. And the fact that they skipped out a whole season to try to catch up with Japan to do Zexel. Or Zeal, however you pronounce it. And yeah, Yu-Gi-Oh! Is way darker than people give it credit for. To demand an anime be completely retooled in its message just to suit your agenda is better than a height of selfishness and Western-centric attitudes. Shows a complete utter lack of respect for the original vision of the... Oh, come! Ugh. Just reading that makes me want to facepalm or just beat my head into a wall. Repeatedly until either the wall gives or my skull does. That is the most hypocritical thing to say. Okay? Because a lot of the freaking stuff they censor out is retooled for freaking leftist beliefs. Or, not leftist per se, but towards Puritan beliefs. Because there's some left-leaning people that are not Puritans. Shout out to Neo from Clownfish TV. But yeah. What she just accused the quote-unquote alt-right Trumpian supporting poopy butts of doing is actually what freaking the NPCs are doing. They are freaking changing anime to fit their agendas. Like the Gamergate reference, the misogynist thing, or actually patriarchy thing from Dragon Maid, that was freaking edited to fit someone else's agenda. Alright? That was censorship. In a sense. Actually, not censorship, but it was a localization to spread an agenda. So, yeah, that was our big problem with that. What Funimation and Crunchyroll are doing is basically the same thing that this Katherin person is accusing us of wanting to be done. I mean, a lot of dubs for the smaller anime series, they are far from the vision of the original Japanese creators. Alright? God, it's already been a half hour. I need to wrap this video up. So, really? I encourage you guys to support both the hardworking localizers and animators by subscribing to Funny, Crunchyroll, or heck, why not both? Show the industry the love they deserve, guys. Really? I'm so based. But yeah, even my buddy Alucard has things to say that I had to hit like. A lot of people do. It's like, stop trying to being... I think they're meant putting politics into anime. Literally the reason why so many love the trash heap studios they call funny and crunchy. Like, I agree with a lot of the comments, okay? And heck, I think this person may have been dropped on their head as an infant multiple times. But a lot of the stuff they're accusing the quote-unquote right-wing trippy and poopy butts. Okay, it's about worn off on me now. A lot of the stuff they're accusing them of doing is the stuff that frickin' Funny and Crunchyroll has been doing. Like, seriously. As I said, the Gamergate reference in Prison School. The patriarchy reference in Dragon Maid. That is freaking localizing stuff to fit an agenda. There's a lot of stuff that's been freaking edited to heck when it gets lost in translation because of localizers with agendas. We don't want politics in our escapism. It's called escapism so we can escape reality. Heck, we get enough of the frickin' politics in our real life on a daily basis. And the reason why I hate it is because it's people trying to stir fear to rally other people to their side. I'm made political for a reason. It's because I don't want anything to do with politics. But yeah. I can't stand it. I just can't. Putting that cigarette out. But yeah. And we're not gatekeeping. Heck, we refuse to call the Vic situation that started most of the current outcries and outrage. We refuse to call it Anime Gate because we're not gatekeeping. It's Weeb Wars because we're weebs and we're fighting for our beliefs. Yet you get these shills like that frickin' Katherin person who want stuff to be their own political views. Then you got that dude who is just hired by Sentai. That guy is an avid supporter of censorship. He even admitted to it. And that's why a lot of us were mad. We just want the politics thrown out of our anime. We want it to be more in tune to the original source. My jelly donuts! Brock. We know they're not really jelly donuts. Heck, I actually roleplayed as Brock for a while on an independent RP account. And I use the jelly donuts thing joke a lot because that thing became a meme. But I remember the dark ages of localization well. Like the earlier Dragon Ball dubs by Ocean Dub, that was freaking butchered. Cardcaptor Sakura became card captors. Guess what? It had a lot of LGBTQ representation that was edited out. That's what happened with Sailor Moon when Jupiter and Neptune, not Jupiter, but how can I forget the Sailor Scout who shares the name of the Sega console? But yeah, Saturn and Neptune, they censored out their freaking relationship and retooled them as cousins. They even retooled a villain who was actually gay into a woman just so they could frickin' keep the relationship alive. And we all know 4Kids' atrocities when it comes to freaking localization. Thanks to them, a lot of potentially good dubs got ruined. And heck, I'm still mad that Konami bought the 4Kids dubbing studio just to keep Aaron Yu-Gi-Oh! In the West instead of going to somewhere else, which would have made it more in line with the original. Anyway, it's almost been 40 minutes, so I'm going to wrap this up. If you want to, like and share this video, please. Subscribe to my channel if you have not. Don't forget the bell notification thing below. And if you haven't subscribed to me at OMarioWV, and I plan on getting another Twitter account soon for the channel. Now this is Mario Kaiba, screen rules that have green hair. Peace.